Bovash already in the building. Appreciate that. Okay, here, let me go ahead and get the show started. And thank you so much for joining me. All right, one moment here. Get my chart up. Thank you for that. So, appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see how many people are in the building right now. I actually can't see. I don't know if it's YouTube or it's on my end, so I'm going to just keep going anyway. But I want to talk about Bill Ackman. If you guys were watching CNBC today, Bill Ackman and his $3 billion loss on Valiant was the shock that everybody was talking about today on CNBC. Now, obviously, a lot of people already knew about this. Valiant, the company that had been, through so much legal trouble. I don't even want to speculate on why. Obviously, there are articles out there, but not wanting to put myself in any legal risk. Let me stay out of it. But the company has just lost billions of dollars. And him being the largest shareholder has taken the brunt of the fall, man. And it just kind of goes to show that, even these guys who make, billions, hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, personally, they take losses too. I remember last year I took a $2,500 loss in something, and I started crying. I literally started crying because I was like, oh my God, and it went by so quickly. I don't even think it was because how it was the size of the loss, but how quickly it went against me. So bad days happen to everybody. Bad days happen to everybody. And this was just kind of an example I wanted to give to the people that, hey, even these guys who make, millions of dollars, they take losses too. What's going on, Coralie? Three Hooks. Lennox in the building. Lewis Rod. Who else is in here? Kay Harvey. Shout out to all the people who are going through the little storm out there in the eastern part of the country. Going through that little storm. I know the schools are closed and whatnot. So, again, shout out to those people making it through. What's going on, Bovash? See Bovash in the building. Q DeMaio, what's up? Con L. All right. K Harvey. I see K Harvey in there. Yeah. Bad Scientist says dries your eyes. I'm watching it. CYDY, Bovash's play that he wants to bring up. I see, actually really nice chart for the day, Bovash. Looks like it was not necessarily, it wasn't necessarily oversold yesterday. RSI was a little low, but wasn't too bad. So looks like pure technicals on CYDY. Does it have enough to keep going though? I don't know about that one. Obviously, the stock of the day though. The stock of the day was DTII. DTII was the stock of the day, OTC play. The stock soared to an incredible nearly 3,000% in one day. Nearly 3,000% in one day. And sure, like any OTC play, yes, it was front loaded. Absolutely, there was some front loading going on. In fact, if you pull up the daily chart, you actually do see it in the daily chart. And look, I'm not hating those guys making money, but as you can see toward the incredible day, you do see some volume here, unusual volume coming into the stock. And sure enough, they made a killing today in DTII. And look, buyers bought it up, man. They absolutely bought it up. Here's the 5-minute chart in the stock. You had huge volume, consistent volume in the morning, slight pullback. And throughout the afternoon, news came out to support the idea that this company was worth more than people think it is right now. You had them put out news. What is it saying? Cancels application for reverse split. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, huge news, man. Huge news. today on DTII for investors in that. Now, I do believe you're going to have another day, possibly tomorrow, in this stock based on what it did today. But I'll be very, very careful. I wouldn't want to buy in early in the morning. See where the support is in the morning. I'd hate to be the sucker who's putting in an order for this stock right now, because after that morning pullback, I think you're going to be, very, very distressed for someone who's bought in early. Okay, because I don't know if you're going to get to that top. I don't know if you're going to be at 3 cents in the morning. All right, Money Stay Woke, you said you called at 0047. That's what's up. That is what's up. Okay. Yeah, strong volume. And you really, in a momentum like this is really good to catch it. Typically in the higher time frames, like 10 to 15 minutes. So then I can really gauge the buying strength and the volume going into the play. And that right there, as you see on the screen, that's the 15-minute chart. All right. Crazy stuff, man. What's going on, Joel Flores? NVCN. I want to talk about another stock that was hot on our list yesterday, too. NVCN, this is a stock that does pop regularly, too, but this was very hard to catch today. This is kind of hard to catch today. I see here NVCN. All right, so you had the morning. Let's go back to the 5-minute. There you go. All right, so the morning pop, and it really didn't travel. Okay, you broke the 20-day moving average at lunch, but it got right back on top and used it again as support throughout the day. So NVCN, nice play on NVCN if you caught that one too. Let me see here. What was the news on NVCN? I didn't know what the news was on that. I do see here they released some news about a fourth quarter conference call, but besides that, I don't see anything else that brought it to our attention. But it is going to be on our list for tomorrow. All right, and let me check on Bat Scientist Coin. I wasn't in personally the stock at all, but I don't know, Bat Scientist. I mean, the morning started pretty good for the stock. The morning started pretty good, and as you can see here, I mean, this is the volume just didn't show up. All right, here's the scattered buying throughout, and I know my chart looks like a mess right now. I know it looks like a complete mess because when there's not consistent volume, all you see is sporadic little dots within the chart making hourly purchases, but here and there. But unfortunately, coin didn't live up to the after hours hype we thought it would live up to. Obviously, if you had got in after hours the day before yesterday and then closed this morning, you were able to get a gain, but an intraday play just wasn't going to work out for you today in coin. What's up, Gladiator? All right, what's up, Mike Jones? All right, Africa Emporium. CIE. Yeah, CIE down now almost 20% on CIE. New York Stock Exchange stock. Very, very beat up, man. This is a stock that's been beat up for a long time. You can go back to the 1-year chart, as you can see here. I mean, this is the daily over a year. I mean, it's very, very bearish. That 200-day moving average here on the on the daily chart is a strong resistance point for the stock. I mean, it's just, hasn't been getting it done. It got, a little bit of a technical bump a couple days ago, but that was short-lived, as you can see what's happened today in CIE. Also, being that you had a lot of analysts yesterday, as well as Friday of last week, explaining how oil right now is oversold. In fact, it is oversold on the yearly chart. I did take a look at that, and it is absolutely right. It's oversold on the yearly chart on oil. And many small oil companies, unfortunately, bearing the brunt of that. All right? And cobalt is not going to be spared. Coin is good now. Buy that back up to 31. So, bad scientist, you're saying coin is a buy right now. Okay. You're saying coin is a buy. It's interesting. Yeah, OPMZ was crazy, man. It's not DTII, but I mean it's doing its own thing too. But OPMZ, I think, to really get the gain, you had to be in the day before, because the way it opened up this morning, I don't see where the gain was for anybody who wasn't really in it from the day before. So if you played OPMZ, you either had to already kind of be in it to really get the big payoff. Based on the chart today, I think you really didn't have a chance to get in the gain the way you really wanted to in OPMZ to really experience that 61% climb. All right, so some OTCs getting a little shine, man. Some of these OTCs going on, Tia. Winston Sawyer, hello. Yeah, some of these OTCs finally getting a little bit of shine here. You guys know last couple of days OTCs have been a little bit struggling. And we have a winner. That had been a winner actually for multiple days, unfortunately. Pulled back really strongly today, man. ICLD. Oh my God. ICLD. That was so ugly. That was on our list from last night. So ugly. So ugly. I didn't want to even bring it up today, but it's a stock that we have been watching now for almost 3 days. And I'm not going to say that's it because I think you're going to have a bounce. But as of today's action, I just, wow. Imagine the guy who got in yesterday in the stock. Or hell, just, if you got in yesterday, you just got fucked. You just got completely fucked in ICLD. You basically gave away all the profits from yesterday's gain. That's the gist of what happened. From Monday's gain, all of it was given back. All of it, practically. AUPH, yes. AUPH, which was the topic of yesterday's show because it kind of kept going and going and going. I'm like, man, this stock, over $7 worth of value in a matter of 6 days. And sure enough, it finally gave it back today, AUPH. AUPH, strong pullback in AUPH. Down now 25%. But again, I don't believe you're going to have a second run in AUPH. I think that is done. But watch ICLD because you will have some individuals who will come in there and say, hey, this might be a little bit of a bargain for me to jump on. So you might have a second run in ICLD. All right. Can't say it'll be tomorrow to be exact because I think you'll still have some scared people like wanting to get out and run. Yeah, we talked about DTII. Insane, man. DTII is an insane pump. And I'm trying to identify where it's coming from. Obviously, the companies are, well knowledgeable about where these pumps are coming from and who's pumping their stock because they participate in it. Okay. They participate in it. Who else is here? I'm seeing Sheep Wolf in here. I'm seeing a couple people from Investors Hangout. Among the pump in DTII. Okay. That's why I've always said when those guys from Investors Hangout come into the room, David and Joe and those guys, when they come in, and Joseph, sign up to that website if you're serious about the OTCs, man. If you're serious about the OTCs like that, become a member of that website because that's all they do over there. All right. DOLV. And we're going to come up with another list tonight. And based on, I did get into MUX. Toward the last 10 minutes of the day. Jumped into MUX after that incredible sell-off for the day. We talked about how gold could possibly rally Even though, yes, it's not an interest-bearing commodity or asset for that matter, so interest rates really, would have what you would think a negative effect because it's not an interest-bearing asset. But many investors do run to hard commodities for safety. So I'm looking at possibly a nice bump in that tomorrow in MUX. Yeah, CLRB is all over the place, man. CLRB. This is a stock that again has ran before. If you pull up the 1 year in CLRB, had an incredible, February in CLRB. Well over what, $1.30 in the stock. I think from January 23rd, you're up almost $1.30 in CLRB. Be careful of that wick though. That last candlestick is kind of scary right there in CLRB. That candlestick that it developed today. You got to a high of 307 and it's pulled back almost 40 cents, creating that huge wick right there. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. There's a lot of hesitation as the stock tries to move ahead. All right. Look for the confirmation tomorrow, whether or not you start to sell off. PIP. This is that one gap down that many of you guys love so much. This is that one gap down. Yep, it gapped down back in February that some of you guys love so much. I still don't see why. I don't know why you guys, some of you like it. Yes, the stupid low PE, market cap, but I don't. If somebody would call me up and give me a reason, like not just, yeah, looking swell. I see what you're saying, Tyson Batts. Are you looking to get a real pop out of this? I mean, we'll keep looking at it. I'll keep watching it. PLX. Yeah, PLX was okay. So PLX, interesting play here because you had. Wow, you see how I used that lower Bollinger Band as support throughout this funnel here between 97 and 108. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, just slightly higher, but 4 areas of strong support for the stock, and sure enough, it bounced right off of that. And nice gain today for the stock, just a penny, but the fact that it had been using that for a period of time to set up what's been, now 3 days of running in PLX, Friday, Monday, and, today. I don't know if you want to consider 0.07 or 0.7% a gain, but a gain is a gain no matter where you look at it. APHD, 28 cents. Tell me a little bit about APHD. What do they do? I know most of you guys don't really care about stuff like that, but I at least like to know what the hell the company does. Let me see. Digital Media Corporation specializing in advanced mobile device applications. Okay. All right. All right. APHD was alerted here yesterday. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, a little bit, right? Let me see here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to, well, let me see here. Toward the close, you had a little bit of a run toward the close. But if you didn't see it yesterday, then you really didn't catch it today. Let me see here. RNN. Yeah, we had that one guy call about RNN yesterday. We had the one guy call about RNN yesterday, if you guys remember that. And I told him I like the play. I mean, I like it. It's hanging up on that higher end of the Bollinger Band. Based on RNN, God, man, I just hate the fact that if you had got in that morning, that's why I hate the first 30 minutes, man. First 30 minutes, bro, that shit will fuck your life up if you don't know what you're doing. You had the gap up opening, and it just lost it all toward noon. Look at that. At noon, you got below the 50-day moving average. You were below the 4 and 8, and you just lost it all after you crossed the 20-day moving average back there at 11:30. You just lost everything in RNN, man. You still ended up with a gain, but fuck, not anybody who got in before noon. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. RTK by Bovash. Yeah, Bovash. That's another stock here that you had a late rally in, and that was a little bit suspicious where you had that late rally. I was pretty suspicious. Bovash, I wish you would call up and let me know what kind of drove that on RTK, how all of a sudden at 315 you really had that huge run in the stock, man. You had that huge run in the stock on RTK, and whether or not earnings tomorrow, okay. Earnings tomorrow, RTK. It's kind of interesting how, yeah, although we have earnings tomorrow, possibly in the morning, I'm guessing, why did all the buying come in so late? They describe themselves as a forest and wood products and in basic materials, whatever that means. Okay, so maybe in the logging business of some sort. But tomorrow supposedly is going to be the day that the Fed is going to be increasing interest rates. We expect financials to be affected, but again, many individuals, quote unquote professionals on CNBC, have stated that many of our financial companies now values are so high, and that they have, throughout this Trump rally pulled back some, and others continue to rally, that whatever happens tomorrow is already in the price. So the Bank of America's in the world are fine. The Banks of Scotland of the world, UBS, are fine. But you could look to seeing some decline possibly in the locals, those regional type banks. All right, so not the Wells Fargos of the world. ICNB, Iconic Brands. Okay, look at Iconic Brands trying to do the thing again. As you guys know, Iconic Brands had an incredible run for the last couple weeks. In fact, let me go back to the daily charts here. Had an incredible run last couple weeks. Here's ICNB in the chart. And it was pretty much a wrap after they crossed on the daily chart the 20-day moving average. And the stock has been bearish ever since. Had been bearish ever since. But ICNB, last couple of days, looks like it's trying to do something here. Today, let me see here on the hourly. Not bad for ICNB today. MACD play on RTK as well. Mark M, you said still cheap DTII. Be careful. I definitely think DTII is a trap for a lot of people, man. Again, there are a lot of people who are going to be watching this, who are not watching the show right now, who are coming home and they want to get into DTII, but be very careful for the way that's setting up. All right. We've seen too many of those here. Too many of those here that haven't ended up so nice. DRII, huge move in the morning, gap up opening, and you had support. All right, let me get out of this. Let me see here. Yeah, you had the gap up opening. You actually had some support. All right, and these are so hard to catch, man. These are so hard to catch. And this is a 5-minute chart. These are so hard to catch because it's so quick, man. You had the gap up opening, and unless this was on your radar somehow pre-market, or you just knew about this stock from the night before or was on your list somehow, by the time you catch these, as you see it, by 10:20, you were pretty much at where the stock was going to be for the rest of the day. So, 45 minutes in, it's a wrap. It's pretty much a wrap for DRWI. So the question is, does it have enough for tomorrow? And if you look at what it did toward the close, you started seeing a sell-off into the close, showing you had a few investors who, possibly don't believe another day of gains is coming. But it's still won after 65% gain. You have to keep on watch for tomorrow because, we said a lot of the same things about AUPH. If you guys remember AUPH, if you go back on the chart, like many multiple day runners, it started off with a reasonable but strong first day that had an end of the day sell off, but it continued to run for another 4 days. So NVCN, DRWI, DTII, those are stocks already on our list for tomorrow. CBR. Yeah, CBR, unfortunately. And I think Anthony, who called up about his gains in CBR, if you guys remember, he had called us up like last week, and he was really disappointed in himself for not selling and not being able to take advantage of what CBR had done. He got into the money, ended up losing his gains. And sure enough, woke up on Monday to being back in the green, heavy in CBR. So I hope he took profits today because CBR looks like it is setting up for a breakdown now. You're down almost 10% in CBR today, 53 cents. All right. What's going on, cool cats? Let me see. DTII could go supernova. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. Let me see here. GMNI. All right. Don't see it just yet. GMNI. I don't know. Don't see it just yet. Volume just 26 million. Nah. Don't see it yet. PIP. Yeah, I saw the move in PIP. I still, again, I love the low float. I love the low float aspect of it. We're gonna be watching it, man. The bands are pretty tight on PIP. I see you still well below that 200-day moving average on PIP. You've got some support here. Actually, I don't know. The angle is actually going. You're actually losing. All right. PIP, you're actually. Well, I mean, I guess if you've been in it since Thursday of last week, you're not down too far. I mean, if you got in at 81, you're at 78. But being that it's so cheap, you loaded up on it. So it's probably not looking very good in your account right now. PIP, I think PIP, you might be able to get that a little bit cheaper, man. You might be able to get that a little bit cheaper here. I definitely could see a run coming, being it's so cheap. It's been incredibly bearish for a long period of time. So you're going to get that technical bounce, right? But I don't know if it's going to be, tomorrow or even this week. Where are we at right now? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see PIP at. Where are we at? Where are we at? You said we're over $1 after hours? On what news? Let me see here. Why are we at $1 after hours? Let me see here. PIP. All right. Okay, so after hours, 4:03 p.m. and reported its financial operations for results. Okay, so they announced earnings. See payments of 200. So PIP received a final payment from Cigna over a judgment owed to the company of $217 million. All right, so they're wrapping up what happened to the company over the last quarter, the payments in November, the fact that in January they had a merger agreement with another company, which was an all stock transaction. All right, so yeah, watch that tomorrow, man. Watch that tomorrow. So okay, he's got news. So you got news. So that's why. Okay, so I'm wondering why people are talking PIP. I'm like, I'm not seeing anything here. What's? But it's got news. All right, watch that tomorrow. Be careful though on that one because you're gonna have the gap up opening as we saw. It was we just told you you're at 101, so you'll have the gap up opening. So just make sure there are buyers at that opening price before you jump up. Yeah. What's going on, Kenny Dutton, man? Yeah, yeah. Okay, I like the fact. Yeah, you guys. There's the news. Yeah, the earnings news. Yeah, people are just mentioning it. I'm looking at the chart. And I'm like, what is? Let me see here. SBOT and Bad Scientist, man. Your SBOT call. What do you think about it still, man? If you guys remember Bad Scientist call about SBOT, you had a nice morning play in the morning. Eventually did kind of lose some steam there in the morning. You had a huge volume come in on that little pop. Other than that, you couldn't maintain the day, but SBOT at $1.75. Big Zini said ICLD got a pullback. Man, that's a huge. That's not of a pull. That's a collapse. 41%. That's a collapse, my man. Yeah, we talked about DTII, the fact that it's being promoted, and you're going to get a good run out of it tomorrow, though. You're still going to get a good run out of it tomorrow. Just be careful. That's all. 2,000%, 3,000%. It's not going to be slept on. You're going to be a lot of people who are going to, jump into that tomorrow morning. Yeah. So what's going on with starting an investment group? Starting an investment group. This is an investment group. It's just that everybody handles their own money. I don't believe in the idea of people piling their money and then one or two people being responsible for that. Hell no. We trade tickers here, and whatever you do is whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? So that everybody eats whatever they kill. All right. CBIS, cannabis science. Yeah, the marijuanas are still really beat up right now, man. Marijuanas are still really, really beat up right now. I'm not a fan of them just yet. Still not a fan of marijuanas right now. MJNA, I'm still watching. CBIS, I'm still watching. What's that? MCOA, one that you guys brought up yesterday, I'm still watching. So still looking for the marijuana plays. But I think, we got to see something come out of the government. We got to see like Trump say like, I support marijuana and what's going on. I think that would make it incredible. Again. EARS, 89 cents for ears. Let me see here. Ears, EARS. Let me see here. Ears. Ears was on our list on Thursday. Ears was on our list on Thursday. And that would have been a nice play if you got in and you were still in it there. It was on our list on Thursday at 70 cents. Now at 89 cents for ears. and 89 cents for years. All right. Company posted up a conference call presentation today. Stock is up almost 6%. Stock is up almost 6%. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, yeah. I hope that lady who called in about ICLD, I hope she was able to get some profits. So that's the thing about, people get really excited and they just, get greedy. And instead of taking the money that they rightfully earned, they get greedy and they say, okay, well, I'll sell tomorrow. I'll sell tomorrow. And then tomorrow, unfortunately, isn't the day. Tomorrow's the day that they're forced to sell. You know what I'm saying? POTN, again, man, congrats to everybody who got in, when I told you all to get in it, man. I mean, as I said, I was unhappy with the fact that it didn't happen that week. But again, now up 140% from our entry price in POTN. So congrats to those people. I didn't even think it's going to keep going this high. I thought 2 cents, but damn. Now we're possibly going to touch 3. Maybe. Shout out to them, man. Yeah. Deep stuff, man. Deep stuff. All right. ARNA. Michael B. What's going on, Michael B? Arena Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I like Arena Pharmaceuticals. I know this also part of those stocks over at lowflow.com. So Arena Pharmaceuticals, I got an alert right now on it at $1.50 at that top from yesterday's price at ARNA. Unfortunately, we didn't get the carryover from yesterday's momentum into today. So still relatively bearish. It wasn't a change in momentum. But I'm looking to see maybe it straightens itself out. Maybe it straightens itself out. If you look at the 6 months, you are still funneling. Here's the 6 months. Every bar being 2 hours. You're still funneling between 135 and 150. So I still have that alert at 150. If it breaks out of that, I think we're going to get a good run out of it. But until then, I'm just watching. Yeah, POTN is going to continue to put out some news. I do remember that conversation I had with you guys about how the company is going to be putting out news practically, every day or every other day. They're going to be doing a lot of things. But it's a pure CBD play. It's a real product, Diamond CBD, available in, I think, 47 states. You're going to have to go to the website to confirm, but good product. What's up, Patrick? ERBB, Kenny Dutton. Let me see here. ERBB 0014. ERBB. American Green. Yeah, American Green is one that's done some things late last year, but it's been quiet ever since. So ERBB, I think it's kind of one of those plays you just kind of got to take a position and wait on it. At 0014, it's a little scary because you still got a little bit of a floor underneath you. So a little bit of a risk there, but I think there's some better plays right now than ERBB right now. My opinion. Maybe the next couple days will prove me wrong. AEMD. AEMD was on our list yesterday, wasn't it? Yes. AEMD was on our list yesterday. Yeah, so second day of gains in AEMD. Second day of gains in AEMD. So now 2 days in a row now. And again, I remember talking about how especially, man, that day on the 8th, man, that last, what was that, Thursday of last week, the 8th? Wednesday. That was Wednesday. Man, that was your entry right there, boy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That would have been real nice. You're now above the Bollinger Bands and slightly below. In fact, the needle or the wick slightly below the 200-day moving average. All right, that was where buyers hesitated at, and that pullback was kind of strong. That's a really long wick, by the way. All right, the day's high was 495, so you got some people up there. We'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. All right, Kenny Dutton, you said you're holding it. Yeah, I think if you take a long term look on it in ERBB, I think you'll be all right. Michael B, you say ARNA is at $1.69. We talking about after hours? Yeah, if you're talking after hours, always put AH after the price. That lets people know it's up, at the price, but with after hours movement. All right, because if you just put the stock and then the price, people they think that's where it closed at. KOSK, KOSK 0.02. And here was a stock that, by the way, that was once a triple, by the way, KOSK. So when we talk a lot about, these companies coming from nothing, KOSK is definitely one of those. Recent action, though, was the doubles. You got as low as 0025. Yeah, I see 0025, about 0020s. Now you're at 2 cents a share at KOSK. Knocking on 3 cents, by the way, too. You're, in between the 4 and the 8, but you've been hugging the top of the Bollinger Band. You got a slight wick at the bottom, but, I would still call that a Marubatsu, or some people call it Marubuzo, whatever you want to call that particular candlestick. You got a slight wick at the bottom. Some people may discount that, but solid gain today regardless in KOSK. Yeah. Let me see here. I don't have an AVAS. GFox, that's an oil company. Or used to be anyway. GFox Holdings. 000. Yeah, this once was an oil play. GFox. Let me see here. Are they now all of a sudden into the restaurant business? Because they're now being labeled as a restaurant company. Holding company, revenue generating, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Fox Petroleum Corporation. All right. So, yeah, they still have the oil component of the business. And now, quote unquote, has ownership in Graffiti Junction restaurants in Central Florida. All right. GFox. Thank you, Fred Thompson, for that. What's going on, Eban R? What's going on? Okay. Somebody give me a ticker that we can all make some money on tomorrow, man. DITI, possibly if we find support. If you want to play an OTC tomorrow, it's a good look for DTII tomorrow. Again, as if it has support after the opening. See, I don't know why everybody's texting me now that I'm freaking hate that shit. Let me see here. IMTV. Imagination TV up 400%. Yeah, this is when I'm on. I get those texts. Hey man, if you mention a stock, blah 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 blah. Hey, I'll PayPal you $500, man. Come on, man. I'll give you some money. MGTI, 89 cents a share, up 14%. MGTI, you guys remember that situation. You guys know why I hate that guy's guts. He's a child molester, but you guys keep buying his damn shares. Man is a damn child molester. Says he likes having people eat shit off his stomach and all that crap. Anyway, QSIM, let's keep it moving. QSIM, semiconductor play. Let me see here. Let's go into a different time frame. Let's see, QSIM. If you guys remember, QSIM has done some things too. Let me see, get a better look at this. QSIM, it was a runner early March, and QSIM had an incredible run because this was a situation where it went from, again, the doubles to a penny a share. But QSIM has pulled back, and I probably wouldn't like it until it gets back to that where you got a lot of support here, which is at 0070, 0060. I think you're risking a lot here. And I think it's going back to that 200-day for some support. As you can see, it's used it, now almost twice now as support. So I think QSIM is looking for that again. All right, you're down almost 20% in the stock today alone. You're now actually almost 65% from where you were yesterday. Almost 60% from where you were yesterday in the stock. So I think it's hunting for that 200-day moving average line. All right. Or maybe just the lower end of the Bollinger, which is at 0085. But QSIM really rough right now, man. Real rough. Yeah, about to take off. Real products selling on Amazon.com. If I heard that, if I had a dime for every time I heard that, man. Hey, this company has a real product that's on the internet for sale right now. It's going to take off. I know most of you guys in the chat room here would be millionaires if that was the case. BIEL has a real product supposedly on Amazon.com. And I do remember somebody calling up that, and we actually did look it up on Amazon.com. It is over there selling. 0011. The bands are kind of tight here, though. You could see some. You got strong support here at these prices too. By the way, you got strong support. You need a lot more volume than that coming into the stock, though. That's the only problem with BIEL. You need volume, volume. All right, and that's what the stock just doesn't have right now. Let's see, IOTS. All right, NASDAQ play. Okay. Solid 2 days. Solid 2 days in IOTS. Look at that strong movement. You had that beautiful cross above the 4 and the 8 exponential moving average yesterday at 330, and it's never looked back. So that was at 351. You're at 410 now, sitting on some nice gains. All right, above the 200-day moving average and looking to build upon that. I actually like IOTS based on what you're showing me here. All right. Had a huge run at the beginning of January, and it actually bounced off some pretty decent support too as well. Bounced off some pretty decent support. All right. Let me see here. All right, so it looks like it was just actually no real support in there. All right. So unusual, but at the end of the day, you've got a wall at 434 in IOTS. You got a wall there at 434, so just know that. Just know that. Just know that. I'm writing that down for myself, though, because that's either going to be a buy or a very nice short back to the threes. That's a long ticker. I don't know what that ticker is, Lonnie Verdon. What's going on, Jay Bino? NNSR. Nanosensors Incorporated. 0076. Down almost 8%. Okay. Nano sensors. Okay, I'm not. I have to get confirmation on whether or not the stock is actually really using this 20-day moving average now. Is it really using it, or are we just getting fun? Because it doesn't have a history of using it unless you go back to February. See, if you go back to February, you see how it hugged the 20-day moving average and eventually went bearish after it crossed. All right. So now all of a sudden, when we look at NNSR, you're back above the 20-day moving average, and it's hugged it. So let's see if we're going to get confirmation tomorrow whether or not it's really using that. All right. And I'm on this is the hourly chart. If it's really using that, or are we just, being faked out here? Not bad though. I like that play though, Bino. I actually like that play. It's got good volume too. It's got really good volume. Say he bought some dries today. Dries. I keep watching it, man. I keep watching dries, man. The bands are getting back together again in dries. So we'll keep watching it. Oh, guy's doing that thing again, but I'll keep watching it on dries. All right, I'll keep watching it. It's so tight. Trading View doesn't even want to show you the damn candlesticks is so damn tight. Yeah, dries is one of those stocks, man. You just don't know what it's going to do. Either it's going to blow up, or go up. But dries can be that stock, man. That's the thing. Dries can be that stock because we've seen it. It's like when you see somebody do something amazing, you can never ever say anything bad about them because it's like, man, I saw you when you were great. It's like retired athletes. Like, Jordan right now, if you were to play against Jordan right now, you could probably beat him because, he's old and he's still pretty talented. So most of us couldn't beat Jordan even now. But if you were a good player now, you could probably beat Jordan, right? Like LeBron could probably beat Jordan now. But you can never talk shit about Jordan because you saw him as a fucking great athlete. That's how I feel about dries. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's flat. Yes, it hasn't done shit lately. But the fact of the matter is I saw the stock go to $100 in front of my very face. I saw it. That's how I feel about it, man. PHMD, $1.99, up 10 cents a share, 5%. Gained in the stock today. What did it do all year? Where's the primary? All right, so primary trend right now, if there is one, I don't even see really one right now in PHMD. As the stock has now been funneling here in this yearly chart, you're in between the bands, just below the 20-day moving average, and it has been funneling now for some time here between 160 to the 250s. So you're in the middle of all that right now. Looking across the 20-day moving average in the daily chart. Let me go back to a 15-minute. And I can see here the movement really started yesterday in the afternoon, although pulling back today in the morning. All right, you caught a second wind of huge volume at about 1 o'clock, going into the close, eventually settling at 199. So PHMD, I think overall I just don't like it. I don't like it just because it has, you don't really have any range there to work with. Look at that hourly chart. You don't really have any range there to work with. All right, look at the yearly. Excuse me. It's not much to work with there. All right, you like stocks with good range that are low or you know, looking to really move between huge price gaps. Hope I'm not losing you when I say that. Show me a stock that's gone from like 1 to 3 or some shit like that, and it's now back at 1. But when you're talking about a stock that's at 2 and it's now at like $1.69, that's not. You're not gonna make no money off that. Yeah, OPMZ has been insane. OPMZ has been absolutely insane. OPMZ 61%. Again, it's a stock you had to kind of be in, the day before to really make the gain, unless for whatever reason it just was on your radar. All right, because as I said, by pretty much by the open, there was just you couldn't get it. You see, the volume came here at 3 o'clock yesterday, right into the close, and then sure enough, the whole day there was nothing. There's nothing really you could do. What's going on, David? We were just talking about Investors Hangout. TVOG, Turner Oil and Gas at 37%, 34% for the day. And David, I thought you don't like gap ups. I thought you hated gap ups. TVOG up 34%. Here's the 15-minute. Not bad. Okay, not bad on that. Yeah, the stock was huge. I'd like to see more volume coming in, though. 639,000 shares. For a penny stock, I guess that's not bad. And again, if it builds off this tomorrow, you'll probably hit the million. You'll probably hit the million tomorrow based on what it's done today. 639,000 shares. You had an even bigger day last Friday in the stock. Monday was pretty weak. Tuesday, not bad. So you might get that million tomorrow. Here's the daily chart, well above the band. So yeah, you probably, if you're going to get it, it's going to happen tomorrow. If you're going to get real confirmation of this bullish action, you'll get it tomorrow. Yeah, it's a penny stock, man. For those penny stocks, you're always going to see a relatively low market cap for these stocks. Okay. All right. Boom, 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 boom. You said, how I'm going to knock it before you try it? Let's try this shit with some real buying power. Over 2,000 corporations and not one-man army. I don't get what you're trying to say, Clavon. I'm kind of confused on what you're trying to say. I mean, if the penny stock looks like shit, I have a right to say it looks like shit, don't I? I'm not here to be so happy jolly like all of these penny stocks are going to the New York Stock Exchange. We've got to be honest here with each other. That's one thing about my show. I never want to be intellectually dishonest with you guys. These are penny stocks. These are manipulated, many times manipulated, companies. And yes, you can lose everything. And we can't be dishonest with each other about, hey, this is going to go to this. Why? Well, I don't know. Just going to go there. I can't do that. That's intellectually dishonest. So that's what I'm saying, Clavon. I'm confused on what you're asking me. David, you said only 2 stocks here to watch: FNRC, WNBD. Oh no, that's definitely not what you're talking about. Winning Brands. There he goes. That's what you're talking about. 0004. Winning Brands. Yeah, I do see Winning Brands had a huge day yesterday. Had a huge day yesterday. Um, Let me see here. You guys know you can call my show, right? 305-600-2896. Neon Neon Neo Node at $1.91 is sitting on. Okay. All right. You got that big old doji there in Neo for today's action. Big old doji. You've had two pretty good days after going as low as $1.35 there last Thursday. So you're actually up a pretty good 30 cents, close to 30 cents in Neo Node from Thursday. So pretty good trade. And everybody, we in here kind of heavy. Everybody press like right now on this video. I appreciate you. Press like. Dave, you said you posted 2 stocks on here, FNRC, and yes, you did. Yes, you're right. You're right, David. I did see that. That was last week. You're right. You're right. Because it was actually on our list from Thursday, from last week. All right. Let me see who else is. No, I'm not from Miami. BIOS, Mylon Davis. BIOS, $2 a share. Yeah, we took a look at BIOS. This is actually a stock I'm watching very, very carefully. Again, this was another gap down stock. These biotech plays that gap down. This one is nice. It is moving now in between the gap. BIOS. So it's actually a stock I am watching. I have been watching this now for a bit too myself. So it's setting up pretty nice. PIO, I like PIP tomorrow based on what they're talking about. PIP could be that AUPH, man. PIP could be that AUPH, But again, we've got to see if the support is there. AUPH had support, even after that weak news. AUPH had support for multiple days until it crashed, which was today. But yes, PIP has got to be the stock to watch, along with, DTII and a couple other plays we've already mentioned. Tesla, Tesla calls are up. Okay. I know Tesla calls aren't cheap either, though. 928, you're on the air. What's up?
Yo, what's good, Sal? It's Kenny Dutton.
What's going on, Kenny, man? I see you in the chat room, and you've been talking about how you've been struggling. And what's going on, man?
Man, I'm trying to get it right, Sal. I didn't put my carts on the wrong horses for the past month or so, man. I thought, we had a guy come on. He talked about GIGL and how that was going to run. So I went into that heavy. I kind of, did my research and said, okay, this looks like a winner. Mm-hmm. It's not really doing much. SDVI, I looked at that. It's okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm, holding out on RSII and BMXD. So I'm just kind of not. I'm missing that run, especially DTII, man. I saw that like 2 months ago, and I told a guy to buy it. He went in heavy, and he made like over $60,000 today.
Damn.
I was like,
are you serious?
Man, how can? Yeah, man. He went in heavy. He bought it like because I seen it about a month ago. I was really looking at it a month and a half. And then, when the reverse
$60,000,
he made like $60K, man. He said he invested like about $2 or $3 grand or something like that.
Oh yes, I believe
it.
I believe it, man.
He made it, but see, I would never put that type of money in it though. I wouldn't throw that type of money in no penny stock
Yeah, yeah.
because
But I mean, when you're
you know
up
we was
almost
we
3,000%, man, I mean, you put that kind of money down, that's what happens to it. Damn.
Yeah, that's true. But look, Sal, that information could have came back where they said, okay, we gonna do the reverse split. Then he just would have been out that money. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's a gamble either way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not gonna throw that type of money at penny stock
Sure.
unless I damn near got damn near 99.999%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't throwing that type of money. I'll throw in the hundreds at it over time and may get to that much, but I'm not gonna do that at one whop. That's just not my play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got other stocks for that.
Got
But
it.
yeah, man, I'm just trying to get back on. I'm just trying to get back on the board, man. I'm down in a major way, man. So I'm a couple G's lower than what I was. So I'm just trying to get back on board, man. I'm holding on to these marijuana stocks with the hopes
Yeah.
that somebody gonna say something to turn these things around,
Yeah.
man.
And I agree with you. I think that's what it's going to take, man. Somebody with a lot of power coming out, in his cabinet, or him himself, Trump himself, coming out and saying, I'm leaving these things alone, because there's still a lot of air of uncertainty rather, about what's going on with marijuana legislation in this country, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they though? You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense to me. Why wouldn't they? It's being legalized throughout the U.S. It's completely legal in Canada. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah,
wouldn't they say
well, I mean,
something?
I know they believe in so quote unquote states' rights. I mean, but again, when it comes to marijuana legislation, we have, a head of the Justice Department right now who doesn't support the idea of legalized marijuana. So, whether or not be for for recreational or for medicinal purposes. So, that's what's got people, unsure about it, man. Because again, the man who's supposed to be overseeing federal, guidelines is a hawk, man. He's a hawk, and that scares the money.
Yeah, he's killing us, man. He's killing us out here, man. I thought this was gonna be a big month for them weed stocks, man. And 420 is right around the corner.
Sure.
I just thought it was gonna be a run,
Right.
but I ain't gonna hold you. Say I just wanted to, you know what I mean, touch bases with you. But yeah, man, I'm entertaining all information because I got to get back on the winning streak, man.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing this. It's crazy.
There it is, man. Thank you so much for the call, man.
All right, I'll holler at you, Sal.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Kenny Dutton, for that. Kenny Dutton, appreciate it, man. He said his homeboy made about 60 grand. People tell me penny stocks don't make money. You're lying, man. You're lying. 3,000%. That's very well possible, man. That's very well possible. I'm just just doing the math, and this math might people say a lot of things, but $3,000 times, let's say if he did put in 3,000% on that. Let me see here. Let me get my Google open. Let me see here. What is that? If he did put in, I mean, yeah, that's almost, if he put in 3 grand, if you put in 3 grand and it went up 3,000%, that's 90K. That's like 90K. Did I do that math right? I didn't go to Harvard, unfortunately. I didn't go to Harvard Business School. Like this guy who just lost $3 billion on Valiant or pharmaceuticals. All right, Bill Ackman, by the way, who's the title of this video right now that we're making. Guy lost $3 billion on one stock. And as I said, I started the show, I cried myself to sleep about a year and a half ago after losing about $2,500 in a trade in like 30 minutes. I just cried myself to sleep. I was like, good God. Luckily, I got it back, but fuck, that shit hurt. It didn't, send me broke or nothing, but shit, just to lose money like that, just like, what the fuck just happened? The man lost $4 billion. I'm crying about 2,500. Imagine losing $4 billion, enough to buy Somalia. The GDP of Somalia is like 500 million. Buy Somalia like 8 times. You can buy the Gambia 2 times. 919. What's going on,
Hey
bad
Sal, what's
scientist?
up? I'm good. No crying aloud, Sal. You have to just pick yourself up
Hey,
and press on.
it is what it is, man.
I got 6 OTCs for you
All right.
today.
Okay, let's go through them.
Let's start with AEPP.
Okay,
AE.
AEPP. Yeah, this was a stock, Advanced Environmental. This is actually on my list.
Okay.
This is a stock I traded this a while back, but now you're absolutely right, man. It's absolutely been tearing it up today. 157% gained on Advanced Environmental. In fact, I think if I'm gonna see here, if David is still in, I remember calling David's show from Investors Hangout and bringing up this stock. So I don't know if David you're still watching or not, but you've probably talked about this recently. AEPP, incredible, man. Do you see the gains in this continue going?
I think so. I mean, it's a nice clean chart, but I think what you said about DTII holds for this. You just have to trade it carefully
Yeah.
because I mean, it didn't go up 3,000% like DTII, but it's up 157%. It's just something to watch, but it barely. I mean, yesterday it barely broke the upper Bollinger Band. Today it made its first break, and it's really been going. It's really just been a 3-day run. So I would give this one a chance. I mean, right now, if you look back at the candle on the 28th of November, you had a wide range bearish candle, really long bearish candle. So if it can close that gap up to about 10 or 11 cents, that would be good. So, we'll see what happens with that. But, I think this one has a chance to go up further. My second one, unfortunately, it's a Q play. I know you don't like Q plays.
Let me get Sun Q.
Oh, no, not
Okay.
Sun Q. This
Okay.
is, I think this is Paragon, PGN
Okay.
PQ.
Yes, PGN. Okay, PGN PQ. Yeah, this is an oil play, and we had another guy in here who really loved these kind of plays. Let me go into a different time frame here. And what do you like about PGN PQ lately? Here's a 4-hour chart.
Nice 3-day run, but I'd like to see more volume with it because it seems to be maxing out at about 900,000 in volume. I definitely would like to see a bit more volume with that. So, if the volume stays at 900,000, that's fine as long as it's putting higher highs and higher lows. It looked good. It looks like it tried to break the 50-day moving average today, but failed. Came back down. So tomorrow would be nice if it broke that 50-day moving average at 0.1246. So if it can do that and continue to close the gap from way back in January the 18th, if it can close that gap and hopefully go back up to about the 25s or even the 20s would be good. So we'll see. It's currently at 11.5 cents. So hopefully it can get another 40, 50%, even 100%. But it's got that nice clean 3-day, putting in higher highs and higher lows. Okay. So that's my second one. The third one is OBMP.
OBMP.
Yes.
And this is, I can't even pronounce that. What is that? Oncubomine or
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Onc Bioimmune. I guess it must be some cancer-related company. But yeah, that one, just strictly from a technical aspect, I like the 2 buck teeth at the bottom there, at the bottom of the chart, setting up what's looking like a bullish tweezer bottom. So if we see this going through about, let's see, right today it closed at about 27 cents. We just need to see it approach the middle Bollinger Band. If it goes to 28, 29, that's a sign that it wants to go back to the top of the chart, which is about 37 cents around about there. So looking forward to that one going up. But these bullish tweezer patterns, they fail as well. Just like any other pattern, there's a tendency sometimes for these to fail.
Yeah.
And so, you can't go either on my word or just on candlestick charts alone. You just have to wait for confirmation for the next day.
This is a
The next,
and this is a stock that's done
sorry.
really well so far in 2017. I mean, you're up over almost
Yes.
300% since January
Yeah.
1st. So not bad in this stock at all.
Yeah, the other one, number 4, we're familiar with that one. I think you've mentioned it on your show a lot. ICNB.
Okay, iconic brands. Christy Brinkley is the huge rep for them.
Okay. Is she still good looking like she was back in the 80s?
Well, she doesn't look like she used to in
Or
the 80s, but she still has a following, and that's why they signed her. So, I mean, she looks good for her age, rather.
Okay. Yeah, this one's nice. I mean, it's the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It's set up for a nice 3-candle morning star, bullish morning star. We see, if you look at the 3 candles from the last 3 days, you have a downward trend. You have what looks like a spinning top, not quite a doji, but it's got a small body. And then today's gap up and a positive run, closing up 20%. So that's a good bullish morning star setup. I'd like to see this one break the 8 exponential at about 16.5 cents. It closed at 16 cents. So if it can break 16.5, I'll take, a keen interest in getting into that one. So that's one I'm looking out for. Looks like it also teased the 50-day moving average at the top of that wick. It just touched the 50-day moving average, and then that it failed. So we want to see this one go at least past the 50-day moving average through the middle Bollinger Band at about 21 cents and get to the top of that chart at about 31, 32 cents. So hopefully that one pans out. The next one is, the 5th one is ECIG. ECIG. Now that one had a bearish candle on the 7th of March. It looks like it might be doing a bit of a reversal right now. Would like to see more volume on tomorrow's play. This one just breached the 4 exponential and is basically sitting just above the 4 exponential moving average. Once again, I'd like to see this one break. It closed at 3 cents. I'd like to see it go to about 0.389, which is where the 8 exponential is, and hopefully at least go back to where that long-range bearish candle started on the 7th, which is at about 7 cents, just about 7 cents. So hoping for that one to go from 3 to 7 cents. Once again, it would be nice to see it break the 8 exponential. And then the last one is NVIC. NVIC.
Okay. And this one
had very good volume today, off yesterday's green day as well. Looks like it closed at about 2.15 cents.
Yeah.
And once again, it touched the 50, couldn't hold that gain at the top of that Bollinger Band. So at least right now, it's closed above the middle Bollinger Band. I'd like to see this one at least go to the top of the Bollinger Bands, which is roughly at about 3 cents. So would like to get at least a 50% gain off of that one if it opens up positively tomorrow. Yep, and those are my 6 OTC plays for today.
There it is, man.
For today, for tomorrow.
There it is, man. Thank you so much, Bad Scientist. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Sal. Take care. Thanks.
Appreciate it. And there it is, Bad Scientist with his calls. Thank you so much for the call, Bad Scientist. Some of these are so beat up. Can't even develop a chart for him, but I really love the fact that he's giving these to us so early like this. Appreciate that, Bats. And I hope you guys wrote those down. All right, hope you guys wrote those down. So before we wrap it up, I want to go through a little speed round with you guys and check out some other ones that you guys are looking at for tomorrow. All right, let me see here if I can go back to the dailies. And here's MRNS. Somebody brought this up. Who brought MRNS? Low Tech Johnny. You want to go long on MRNS? All right. Is just cracking the 200-day here. Yeah, actually, it's actually probably a good look there. What's your 278? 195, 198. What is that? 187. All right, so you got a little bit of 187, 188, some walls up there, but for the most part, you're actually sitting pretty nice right there in MRNS after today's loss. So tomorrow would be an interesting day of confirmation whether or not you're really going to stay above that 200-day moving average and really look to cross there to change what's been a very bearish trend in the stock, or you're actually going to move over that 200-day moving average and use it as support to move higher. So interesting play on that one. That's not bad. I like that call. All right, MRNS. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Somebody bringing up SHOM. Southern Home Medical. We've forgotten about Southern Home Medical. I mean, the stock has been doing absolutely pretty much nothing for, last couple, weeks, where it's kind of been juggling in between 0010 to 0020, and it's just kind of been bouncing in between there. So not bad, if you're looking to go long, but other than that, nothing to pique your interest within a day or two. All right. LTRX. Beautiful daily chart here. Beautiful daily chart in LTRX. Up 4%. Since January 1st, you're up almost $1 a share. You're up almost $1 a share since February 1st, excuse me. Up almost $1 a share. It's been looking very good, LTRX. How long are you looking to stay in that trade? 614, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sal? K. Harvey here, bro. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, K. Harvey? What you got for us today, man?
All right, this one I want you to look at. I'm looking at it as more sort of a long-term play on the on this penny stock. Just want you to get your opinion on it. It's I just looked at the financials like you was teaching us last year or whatever, but it's MCIG. It's a weed play.
Yeah, MSIG. Okay. Yeah, MSIG.
Yeah, and from what I studied was they just got the building out in Nevada, and they had to get the building before they could do the licensing.
Yeah.
And the project is supposed to be done. The building's supposed to be done up to code, I guess, or whatever, in August. And I checked it out. I've been watching this since, like I said, we were looking at it before Trump got in the office last year.
Yeah.
It was at 4 or 5 cents, I think, back in October, no, September-ish, and you can kind of just see what it's done since then. And that was it, bro. I mean, it looks like they got and the big thing is the financials on OTC market. I believe they netted $850,000, which is in cash. So I know you like that and teaches that. So other than that, I wanted to see what you thought about it, because I might throw a little something in there, maybe about $500 and just sit and let it ride and see what happened towards the summer. But that's what I want to get your opinion on.
Appreciate it, K. Harvey. Thanks a lot for the call, man.
All right.
All right. So, I mean, what K. Harvey, I don't know if he missed our conversation on marijuana, but again, this is a situation where, just from 30 days ago, you're down almost 10 cents a share just from, a month ago. And I think a month from now, unless we get clarity on how the administration views these companies that really trying to take advantage of this, bubbling industry, I think you'll probably be able to get it even cheaper in the next couple of days. So, I think if you like the stock, and yes, they do have, actual business operations, one of the few marijuana companies that is legit. keep it on your radar. But I think you're going to be able to get in a little bit cheaper. And I think if you jump in now, before you have some real clarity, you might be sitting in the red here. You might be sitting in the red here. So I would watch it. I think you could probably get it, a lot cheaper. You at the end of the Bollinger Band, at 21 cents? As you can see here, it touched that as recently as March 2nd. All right. This 20-day moving average, as you can see here, has actually been a wall for the stock. All right. Since crossing it, it's tried to retest and failed. Actually, this is the second time it's failed on the 20-day moving average. You might fail it again. So if you were to jump in here and it fails it, again, like I said, you're going to be sitting in the red after it tries to retouch that, lower end of the Bollinger Band, which is at 21 cents. So I'd look for the 21 cents first before you jump in. But again, you got to get clarity on what's moving because these stocks are so sensitive to what the feds are saying right now. All right. 772, you're on the air. What's up?
What's happening, sir? What's happening?
What's going on with you, Treasure Hunter?
Not much, brother. Let me see. INNL from that crazy run yesterday, and it took a little breather today, but sort of towards the end, it still kind of opened up a little higher than what it was,
Yeah, man, that was our stock, to watch. In fact, it was the first thing on our list. I was really excited about INNL, and that's kind of the fear of stocks that huge one day where you're up, 3 digits, and that's for that stock 100% yesterday, now down 10. So I still want to watch it tomorrow because at the end of the day, you still have almost 90 cents of gains. 90%, of value still left in the stock from what it gained the day before. But
that's
yeah, man, pretty disappointing.
Make that line again.
Right.
Yeah. Mm. And I was just checking my charts. Another one, what your take is, your take on this one is RTK. If it looks still looking good like that, I might buy some shares of it.
Yeah, RTK was a gap down from February, and it's been pretty much trending ever since there. You've got a lot of support here at 68, 69 cents. You're at 78 cents now. That's a beautiful candlestick to start off. What you hope to be is, subsequent candlesticks of going higher up until, this 20-day, which is at $1.24. So we'll see what happens to that stock tomorrow, TK. I know Bo Vosh in the chat room likes it, and he picked some pretty good stock.
About it, huh?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and I actually like it. It's on our list for tomorrow as well, RTK.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was about it, that RTK, but then again, when we talk about it, I started to feel like Lloyd, like a share trader or something, going in there, start shortening them a bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what's up, though, man. Hey, you on tomorrow?
No, I am not on tomorrow. I'll be back on Thursday, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Well, have a nice day off, and see you Thursday, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter, appreciate the call, man, as always. But yeah, that's a gap down stock, very much like PIP. Those stocks that gap down like that, and for whatever length of time, it takes for them to get back in between the gap. That's where you've got to figure it out. But it can be very lucrative when you catch it at the right time. And RTK looks like it might be setting up to recover those gains, man. Sure enough, as many investors who are in PIP, they've been waiting a long time, and looking at what the stock is doing after hours. Tomorrow in PIP looks very, very promising. It was another stock that gapped down. All right, took weeks. This is weeks now. Now almost a month and a half of PIP trending in basically no man's land. Now all of a sudden finding its way and could be looking to recover all of these gains as soon as tomorrow if there is support there after that morning bell, right, on those higher prices. So definitely look at PIP tomorrow. It's got to be on your watch list. Got to be. All right? But that's the fear when we talk about DTII as well, as I just showed you INNL. INNL, if you guys remember, that was yesterday's biggest mover. Yesterday, I think it was like 130-something%, something around there. And sure enough, today it shits on itself down 10%. So DTII can be very, very careful if there's no support at those higher prices. NAKD, thank you for bringing that up. NAKD That's a stock that's been a multiple day runner in the past. All right, it's been a multiple day runner in the past. They had a good day today, but I don't believe NAKD will follow up with anything though. I don't see it following up with anything just yet. Don't see it following up with anything just yet. MUX, as I said, tomorrow we do have the Fed rate announcement tomorrow. MUX down today, but after hours is looking really nice. And MUX, last time I checked, where are we at right now on that stock? Let me see here. MUX 313 right now after hours, after closing at 298. So looking at gold possibly doing, and some other little gold stocks possibly doing something tomorrow. As again, weak-handed investors move into commodities. All right. You said, how would Fed rate hikes affect bank stocks? They make it more expensive for companies to borrow money. So, investment banks, banks with a lot of that do, big business, Bank of America, Wells Fargo's of the world, they get affected. All right. They get affected because rate hikes benefit bonds and savings accounts. All right. Interest bearing assets. All right. CCTL, Coin Citadel, OTC. So yeah, you would think that'd be a good thing for banks, but it's not a good thing for companies that need to borrow money because the money becomes more expensive. So these companies borrow less. All right, and banks make their money on interest, and that's not a good thing. CTL at 0006, 20% gain on that. CCTL, beautiful as it looks like. You see how it's hugging on that 20-day moving average? All right. Really hugging on that 20-day moving average. And what's the name? Somebody introduced me to this Asian guy on YouTube. Man, I forgot his name, but he also teaches candlesticks. And he's a really big deal out in Korea and Singapore and whatnot. Something, oh man, if I can, let me see here if I can pull up that again and find out who this guy was. I forgot his name, but he also teaches candlesticks. Pull up his information real quick. 1 second, family, because I always like when I see guys who can kind of give you a different take on things. It's like, it was a James Chen or something like that. Oh man, I forgot the guy's name. But anyway, he does like these he doesn't have an infomercial, but he does like these programs out in Asia and whatnot. And I swear I thought I saved his channel. Adam Koo, that's his name. Adam Koo. ADAMKHOOM. Adam Koo. This guy's only got like 3,000 subscribers. And he's got like this wealth trading academy thing out in Korea where he teaches, people out in Korea who trade our markets, by the way. They're not, they trade the Singaporean and all that, but many of them, it is our markets. He uses our stocks during his videos. And here's a little video by him, Adam Koo. And I'll just pass you guys the link. You guys can watch it on your own time. But Adam Koo is his name. All right. Always interested in bringing out different kind of guys you can learn from. But Adam Koo, I like his little style too, and he has a candlestick in his videos over there too. He's got a candlestick video as well too. So take a look at that. Take a look at that if you get a second. Ruby Tuesdays. Yeah, I saw somebody bring up Ruby Tuesdays. We'll wrap up the show here in just a second. Ruby Tuesdays up 25%. This could be a multiple day situation here on Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Tuesdays, for the most part, people know it's going away, right? The company is up for sale. We know that, the company's up for sale. We know Ruby Tuesdays is looking for a new owner. But for the most part, the stock is rallying on this news, right? That they're looking for a sale. They're looking for a buyout. And, how much is it worth? Who knows? What could that buyout price look like? Could it be $5? Could it be $6? Who knows? Do your research on Ruby Tuesdays. But yes, the company is for sale. It is, for the most part, Ruby Tuesdays is going out of business. I'll be surprised in the next 24 months if you see Ruby Tuesdays. All right. I'll be really surprised based on what they've been putting out lately. The fact that they've been losing money and whatnot. All right. Advance does not give you level 2 on penny stocks. Who doesn't give you level 2 on penny stocks? Your broker should give you level 2 on penny stocks. And shout out to all the people who joined up on Charles Schwab. You're getting that free level 2 on OTCs. You're getting level 2 on everything when you join Charles Schwab. Now only $4.95. And sure enough, E-Trade now is $4.95. That's a good thing, man. When all these brokers are coming down just for us. Oh, Bad Scientist. Okay, you also, subscribe to Adam Koo. Yeah, Adam Koo's very intelligent dude, man. Very intelligent dude. I like his insight on things. All right. SLM, Nike call. All right. Not too many option people around here, though. Appreciate it. Overall, man, I'm a little bit worried about the market overall. There was a really interesting article. I've been watching the overall SPY because, I like to play the long and short of the SPY. But now we've been kind of, funneling here and kind of uncertainty. A lot of uncertainty developing now in the market because people are realizing this economic plan that Trump wants to develop for this country may be implemented a lot later than what people think it is. And in a world where, in a country where he's only got really 28 months to do something before he's got to run for president again. Again, he's only got 26 now, 26 more months until he's actually got to start running for president again. So with that being said, man, when is this economic plan, this tax plan really going to get implemented? Especially now that we're looking, to a fight in the Senate for health care, which this could take, 4 or 5 months, maybe 6. So with that being said, what happens to these valuations? We can't continue to sit here and tread, between these levels. Something's got to happen. Either, we either break down completely or we go higher. In fact, on my Twitter account, I just posted that before the show. Where according to the World Bank, the United States stock market is now valued at now 150% of our annual gross domestic product. We are way too big right now. The market is too hot. This is way above historic norms. And this is about the same as where we were at that market extreme in 2000. That's where we are right now. And every time we get into this point where everybody's so excited and it's buy, I start reading these Warren Buffett quotes, to start really, panicking a little bit. Not panicking, but just be hesitant. Be cautious, rather. That's the proper word. Be cautious. And I think you should too. So be very careful, especially with these stocks, that have already gained so high, the Nvidias of the world, Caterpillars of the world, the AMD. Sure enough, AMD is a hot stock, but AMD will come crashing down if the market comes crashing down. All right? And you can already see the fear happening in the Russell 2000 ETF, the small cap ETF, which is pretty much, as we said, eroded all of its gains, all of its pretty much gains so far, in the month of February, and we're headed lower here. Here's the Russell 2000. All right, since November, as you can see here, we started at 115, and we're heading in the wrong direction right now. Looking to retest 133.29. We're at 133.65, 133.63. So I'm following that stock as well, playing. I got some puts in this right now, looking to get to that 130.12. So hopefully we use that as support, because I don't want a fall to happen on anybody, but I am going to take advantage of a crash if there is a crash. Apple too, yes, absolutely. If there is a crash, take advantage of it. There's going to be money to be made as these stocks go down as well. There's going to be money to be made. So I want you guys to learn what it means to trade options, buy calls and puts, how to short sell. Those are things you guys need to learn how to do, because once all these, once the market becomes bearish, and again, I've only been doing this show now for 6, 7, almost 9 months now. We will go through a stretch eventually where it's going to be ugly out here. It's going to be ugly out here. I mean, we're going to be reporting every day stocks down double digits. It will happen one day. But I still want people in this chat room to be making some money, regardless of that. So please press like on this video right now. I hope you guys wrote down all the stocks that we talked about today. Well, not all of them, the ones that at least interest you. Here's my list for today. Thank you for all the people who watched. I'll be back Thursday. You guys know Wednesdays is my little day off. I'll be back Thursday. Hopefully we have a good trading day Thursday. We get some clarity on where this market is going. But again, 2 days of red. Not good. All right, looking as a possible third day right now. Where's our futures at right now? Let me see. Where's futures at right now? All right, so right now the futures are up. We'll see whether or not that translates into an up day. We'll see. Time will tell, folks. All right, the market is very honest. Appreciate it, Kenny Dutton. Thank you for the call. Flipping stocks. Who else is in here? Big Zini, Rob Drag, Bill Betts. What's going on, Bill Betts? P Bag. Thank you, sir. Craig G. Who else is in here, man? SC Trucker, man. Yes, indeed. It is time to buy gold and silver. He said bury it in your backyard. Gold and silver stocks. Look at MUX tomorrow. That's why I like MUX tomorrow. Muddy Wolf, appreciate it. Patrick Kellico, thank you. Bad Scientist, Q DeMayo. Nikhil 0007 or 007 rather. Money Stay Woke. Thank you, sir. Keep making that money, Money Stay Woke. Brian Knight, thank you, sir. Africa Emporium, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Big Zini. Nisi Shea, thank you. Cora Lee, thank you. Beautiful Nisi Shea and Cora Lee. Shout out to all the ladies who are watching now. Every day, I swear, I get, YouTube hits me with the analytics or whatever. The women are really watching. I'm up at like 15% now, female viewers. I started at like 5. It was like 95.5. Now women are watching. That's what's up, man. Eban R. Rodney Nurse. TJF. Billionaire Soon. Thank you, man. See you guys back here Thursday, 8:30, 8:45. Y'all know how it is. Appreciate it. Take care. Happy trading. Happy trading.